Choreb Beruach, Sword of the Spirit. Interpreted and narrated by Wendy. Shemot, Exodus, chapter 29. And this is the thing that you will do to separate them for ministering unto me. Take 1 young bull and 2 rams without blemish. Also, with wheat flour you will make unleavened bread, and unleavened cakes mingled with oil, and unleavened wafers anointed with oil. Furthermore, you will put them upon 1 basket, and you will bring with them in the basket the bull and the 2 rams. Then you will bring Aharon and his sons to the door of the appointed tent, and you will wash them with water. Next, you will take the garments and dress Aharon with the undercoat, and the robe of the ephod, and the ephod, and the breastplate. Also, you will gird him with the intricate girdle of the ephod. Furthermore, you will put the turban upon his head, and you will place the Nazer Kodesh, vow of holiness, upon the turban. Then you will take the anointing oil and pour it upon his head. Thus you will anoint him. Furthermore, you will bring his sons and put coats upon them, and you will gird them with girdles, Aharon and his sons, and you will bind headdresses upon them, and the priesthood will be unto them for a perpetual custom. Then you will fulfill the authority of Aharon and his sons, and you will present the bull before the appointed tent. Moreover, Aharon and his sons will put their hands upon the head of the bull, but you will kill the bull before Yahuwah, by the door of the appointed tent. Then you will take the blood of the bull and put it upon the horns of the altar with your finger, and pour all the blood beside the bottom of the altar. Also, you will take all the fat that covers the innards, and the coal that is above the liver, and the 2 kidneys, and the fat that is on them. Then you will burn them upon the altar. However, the flesh of the bull, and its skin, and its dung you will burn with fire outside the camp. This is a sin offering. Next, you will take 1 ram. Then Aharon and his sons will put their hands upon the head of the ram, but you will slay the ram. Then you will take its blood and sprinkle it upon the altar round about. Also, you will cut the ram into pieces, and wash its entrails and its legs. Then you will put them upon its pieces and upon its head, and you will burn the whole ram upon the altar. It is an ascension offering unto Yahuwah. It is a sweet savor, an offering made by fire unto Yahuwah. Next, you will take the other ram. Then Aharon and his sons will put their hands upon the head of the ram, but you will kill the ram. Then you will take its blood and put it upon the tip of the right ear of Aharon, and upon the tip of the right ear of his sons, and upon the thumb of their right hand, and upon the great toe of their right foot, and sprinkle the blood upon the altar round about. And you will take the blood that is upon the altar, and the anointing oil, and sprinkle it upon Aharon, and upon his garments, and upon his sons, and upon the garments of his sons with him. Thus he will become hallowed, and his garments, and his sons' garments with him. Furthermore, you will take the fat and the tail of the ram, and the fat that covers the innards, and the coal above the liver, and the 2 kidneys, and the fat that is upon them, and the right thigh, for it is the ram of fulfillment. Also a round bread, and a pierced bread mingled with oil, and a wafer, from the basket of unleavened bread, which is before Yahweh. Thus you will put it in all the palms of Aharon and in the palms of his sons. Moreover, you will shake them for a shake offering before Yahweh. Then you will take them from their hands and burn them upon the altar for an ascension offering, to be a sweet savor before Yahweh. It is a fire unto Yahweh. Then you will take the breast of the ram of fulfillment, that was for Aharon, and you will shake it for a shake offering before Yahweh, and it will be your part. Therefore you will separate the breast of the shake offering. However, the thigh of the heave offering, which is shaken, and which is raised up from the ram of fulfillment, that is for Aharon and his sons. Thus it will be Aharon's and his sons, for a continual custom from the children of Yeshariel. For it is a heave offering, and it will be a heave offering from the children of Yeshariel, from the sacrifices of restoration that you will raise up unto Yahweh. Furthermore, the holy garments which are for Aharon will become his sons after him, to be anointed in it, and to fulfill their authority with them. The son that is priest in his stead will put them on 7 days, when he comes into the appointed tent to minister in the holy. And you will take the ram of fulfillment and seethe its flesh in the holy place. Then Aharon and his sons will eat the flesh of the ram, and the bread that is in the basket by the door of the appointed tent. And they will eat those things which will atone within them for the fulfillment of their authority, for separating them. However, an unauthorized person will not eat of it, because it is holy. Moreover, if any flesh of the fulfillment or of the bread remains until morning, then you will burn the remainder with fire. It will not be eaten, for it will be separate. Thus you will do for Aharon and for his sons, according to all which I have commanded you. 7 days you will fulfill their authority. And every day you will offer a bull for a sin offering for atonement, and you will cleanse the altar. When you have made atonement for it, then you will anoint it to sanctify it. 7 days you will make an atonement for the altar and sanctify it. Then it will be an altar of the Holy of Holies. Whatever touches the altar will be holy. Now this is what you will offer upon the altar: 2 lambs of the first year, day by day, continually. You will offer a lamb in the morning, and you will offer a lamb at evening. And with the first lamb there will be a 10th deal of flour mingled with a 4th part of a hin of pressed oil, and a 4th part of a hin of wine for a drink offering. And the other lamb you will offer at evening, like the morning gift and drink offering. You will make it for a sweet savor by fire unto Yahweh. This is a continual ascension offering throughout your generations, at the door of the appointed tent before Yahweh, where I will meet with you to speak to you. Thus I will meet with the children of Yeshariel there, and we will be sanctified by my glory. And I will sanctify the appointed tent and the altar. Also I will sanctify both Aharon and his sons to minister unto me. Furthermore, I will dwell among the children of Yeshariel, and I will be their Elohim. And they will know that I am he who exists, their Elohim, who brought them out from the land of Mitzrayim, that I may dwell among them. I am Yahweh, their Elohim.